Blessings and welcome to the Path to Freedom. My name is Daniel Roquillo, and thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for choosing to join me, to choosing to spend some time in a space where we get to forever allow for greater and grander expressions of who and what we are to emerge, where we get to expand our being beneficial presences here on this planet, where we get to allow for more of the light that we are to come forth, more of the love that we are to come forth, where we get to move into ever-expanding freedom and ever-expanding joy and harmony and wholeness and all the yummies and goodies of, of this beautiful path. So thank you so much for being here and for doing this work. Yeah, thank you. So today we are talking about greatness, and we are talking about how greatness is inherent within every single one of us. And the inspiration for this particular talk came or is coming from a conversation that I had a few days ago with an individual, and they were sort of in a quandary as to what they are to do here on this planet. And this individual is under the aegis of believing that they are not enough, that there's something missing in them, that there's something lacking, that they need to prove their worth, that they need to prove their value in order to be at peace, to be in joy, to be in harmony and all of that. And we were having a conversation about how greatness is not, first of all, it's not, one does not become great in comparison to anyone else. But as God is always expressing himself uniquely, that nowhere in the universe there are two things that are exactly alike. No two snowflakes, no two raindrops, no two leaves, no two flowers, no two planets, no two stars or suns, no two nothing are exactly alike. But God is always, always, always expressing himself uniquely, which means that as we begin to move along this beautiful path of freedom and awakening, one of the things that we get to learn, and one of the things that we get to release and let go of, is our tendency to compare ourselves to any other being and what they are doing. Because we all need to realize that while we are all great, we are greatness. Greatness is within us, just as uniqueness is within us, just as wholeness and health are within us, just as love are within us, just as peace are within us. So greatness is within us. So none of us are missing out on greatness. No one individual has more greatness than anyone else. The only thing that differs is that one individual perhaps are more aware of their innate greatness, are more in touch with their innate greatness, have done more work around sense of self-worth, allowing that greatness to come forth, to be expressed. But even so, that individual does not have more greatness than any other individual. There are no favorites in spirit. Spirit has no chosen individuals. There are only levels of awareness, and from whatever level of awareness that we are or have, we're more and more able to make higher and higher choices. And it is from that higher choice that the awareness springs forth. So we're all being called to do something that is beyond what we're currently doing. We're all being called to allow for more and more excellence to flow through us. And as we come into the understanding that it is not, like Jesus said, it is not me who is doing the work, it's the Father within me who's doing the work. Or I would say that for me and in my life, I'm but a humble servant and instrument of spirit. So everything that I do, or actually nothing, nothing of that which I do is me doing it. I'm just allowing it to happen. Just like the seed is allowing for the plant or for the tree or for whatever kind of seed it is, the seed is allowing for the unfoldment of the highest potential for that particular seed. It is not making it happen, but the seed is encoded with the highest potential, and so are we all encoded with the highest possibility, the highest potential for us and our lives. Therein lies the greatness. When we begin to realize that, when we begin to allow for that highest possibility to come into experience, to be expressed, that's when we move into greatness. And greatness, and I talked a little bit about excellence before. So greatness and excellence, these two go hand in hand. Where there's greatness, there's excellence. Where there's excellence, there's greatness. So these are the two of the same. And the only thing that they mean is that we continuously allow ourselves to grow, to unfold, to continuously move the boundaries of our comfort zones forward, where we continuously allow for the next great and grand expression of who we are to emerge. It doesn't mean that I have to do the same thing as anyone else is doing or everybody else is doing. That's not at all what greatness means. That's not at all what excellence means. I can be excelling and I can be in my own greatness, and any one of us can be in our own greatness and do whatever we are called to do, whatever our heart's desires for us to do. And as we continuously release and let go of that which no longer serves, the small and the limited thought patterns and opinions and judgments, the sense of not being enough, the sense of not having enough, as we begin to trust in spirit, as we begin to lean into God, allowing God to do the doing while we are the beingness behind or in the doing, more and more and more greatness will be expressed and revealed. And so excellence, the only thing that we are excelling over are our past expressions. That's the only individual that we ever want to compare ourselves to, so that we make sure that as I go to bed at night, I'm more expanded than I was when I woke up. And that from day to day, from week to week, from month to month, from year to year, expansion happens. Unfoldment happens. Evolution happens. And as we begin to move into that, not paying all that much attention to what anyone else is doing, paying even less attention to what they're thinking about what we are doing, that's when we tap into the innate, inherent greatness, allowing for something even more beautiful to emerge, for something even more loving to emerge, for something even more harmonious or abundant or opulent to emerge, allowing life to begin to flow with ever-increasing ease and grace in whatever we are doing. So greatness is not necessarily about achieving something or accomplishing something. Obviously, when we tap into the creative genius that we all are, manifestations will begin to occur. Manifestations of whatever endeavors we catch, whatever dreams we catch, whatever visions or intentions we catch. But it is not the achieving that is the greatness. It is not the accomplishment that defines what is great and what is not. It is the consciousness behind it, what we infuse in the doing. And we all have that creative genius. We all have that divine spark within us, that divine light, that inner nudge, that inner pulling to allow for something more of who and what we are to emerge. That's the evolutionary impulse that penetrates and permeates and infuses all of cosmos. It is in a constant state of change. When we stop, when we hold ourselves back because of fear, because of worry, because of doubt, because of not, perhaps as the individual that I was having a conversation with, because of a lack of self-worth, of not being enough, what happens is that we stymie and we move into a space of stagnation. When we deny ourselves to allow for the greatness, to allow for the excellence that we are, that is encoded in every cell of our being, every fiber, every muscle, when we deny that to be expressed, and actually I'm reminded of a beautiful expression that goes, depression sometimes is a lack of expression. And that is exactly what I'm speaking to here. When we deny ourselves to be in that creative space, and being creative does not mean that I have to paint beautiful paintings or sculpt beautiful sculptures or carve beautiful wooden figures or whatever, but just allowing for that which is within me, within each and every single one of us, to come forth. And there's nothing stopping us. There's nothing stopping us other than the small and the limited thought patterns and perceptions and point of views and beliefs and stories we have about ourselves and about life and about what is possible and about God and about spirit and about the universal laws and all of that. That's the only thing that is stopping us. Spirit never, there is no in spirit. There is no denial in spirit. There is no delay in spirit. But God is always for itself. It is always seeking to be revealed in ever greater and grander ways in, as, and through every single one of us. And so it is that impulse when we tap into that innate, inherent impulse to express more of our own uniqueness. Not doing the same thing as anyone else is doing, necessarily. Not doing it in the same way as anyone else is doing, definitely. But doing it in our own unique way. Beginning to move, beginning to allow for our future self to grab hold of us and begin to pull us in that direction. Our future selves, here on this planet, we've got the linearity of time. So there's past, present, and future. In God, there's only now. So what we call present and future is only a contracted version of God's now. So our future selves, every single possibility of every single one of our lives already exists. So our future selves already exist. And it is constantly trying to get our attention. Our future self is like, that story, Hansel and Gretel, where they are lured into the woods so that they would get lost and not find their way back to the cabin. Their dad and their stepmother, they were having it rough. And so in order for the adults to be able to feed themselves, the stepmother convinced the dad that they were going to lure the kids into the woods so that they would get lost, so that they did not have to feed the kids as well. But either Hansel or Gretel overheard this conversation that the stepmother was having with their dad. And so they put these little nuggets, sort of luminescent nuggets or pebbles, into their bag. And so when they walked into the woods, they would drop, every once in a while, they would drop a pebble on the ground so that they could find their way back to the cabin. And just like they dropped the pebbles so that they could find their way back, so is our future selves dropping pebbles so that we can find our way forward toward that highest expression. So that highest expression in every single moment is saying, hey, you made it. I'm here. I am here. You made it. Just keep leaning in. Just keep surrendering. Just keep allowing the still small voice to guide you forward. I'm here. You made it. Whatever you're moving through, you made it. Whatever challenges you're facing, you made it. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep leaning in. And so we get to do that. We get to do just that. Lean in, trust, and keep moving forward, allowing for the next great and grand expression of who and what we are to emerge. So the invitation and the question in all of this, the invitation for us all is to continuously ask ourselves, become still, ask ourselves in this moment, what is seeking to be? What is seeking to emerge from within me? What is seeking to be expressed? What is the next stage of my unfoldment? What is the next great and grand expression and version of who and what I am? So we ask the question, and we obviously need to do some work around finding a way to release our attachment to the egoic excuses as to why we should not move forward, why we should not trust that which we can't see when the evidence, the surface appearance may be very clear and very apparent in terms of lack and scarcity and separation. So we need to do some work around that and keep moving forward, allowing for the greatness that is in every single one of us to be realized, to be expressed, to be revealed. So that's the invitation today, to step into that for all of us, to step into that greatness, to say yes to that greatness, giving permission to guide and lead and move us forward to who knows what, but something much greater, something much grander than we are expressing, revealing now. So thank you so much for tuning in, for participating. Until the next time, I bless all of our ways, and I bless all of our days. Much love, many blessings to us all. Namaste.